What's up, y'all, man? So look, we talking the biggest rivalry or best rivalry in college football. Let's go ahead and break it down. All right, so pretty good list as you guys can see right here. I'm gonna go ahead and start with one that I think has not been a rivalry in a long time, and that's gonna be Miami, Florida State. We gotta just keep that a whole 100, bro. That has not been what it used to be. Now you go back to the 2000s when those teams used to play, all those historic players from Miami, the Ray Lewis's, all that good stuff. Yo, that was an era of this rivalry. More recently, we have not seen that. This was one of the best rivalries in the country, let alone. But currently where it is right now, not a top rivalry, bro. We got to keep that 100. Next up, the one they want to get rid of is obviously USC Notre Dame. We've talked about that a little bit on the channel. Obviously, USC not looking to renew a long-term kind of contract with it. But as head coach Marcus Freeman for Notre Dame said, we want to keep this rivalry around. We want to continue to play this game. And I think for USC, their concern is we're in the Big Ten. We don't want to make our schedule as hard, you know what I'm saying, and playing a rivalry like this. But I think they should. Nonetheless, two really good teams. We want to keep it around. Obviously, they'll play this year. But I guess with obviously the travel concerns, the Big Ten, all that good stuff, that's been concerning. So this could be a rivalry that's obviously thrown out here pretty soon, but it shouldn't be. It is a pretty good one. So that's how I would rank it. I would go Florida State, Miami 5. Obviously, USC, Notre Dame 4. Out of this list, there's other rivalries I think are better than this. Nonetheless, let's go to the next one. I really like Oklahoma versus Texas. I think this lives up to the billing. Them obviously playing on a neutral field, neutral site. I feel like every year this game is really good. This past year, obviously Texas won, but you never know when Oklahoma's on, they're on, and this rivalry always lives up to the billing. So I will say it's one of the top ones in the country. I'm gonna put it at number 2. Next up, you got Alabama Auburn. Obviously, Alabama leads this all-time series 51-37-1. They won 5 consecutive obviously matches here. But Auburn should be a team, like I said, more competitive this upcoming season. They should obviously have more pieces, really good, obviously, skill position players. All depends on Jackson Arnold and the quarterback room. Nonetheless, this rivalry has given us historical moments. The kick 6, obviously Alabama coming back and beating them when they weren't supposed to win. So many just historical games, obviously context, obviously, you know, things we'll always remember when we think of these two. But definitely, right after Thanksgiving, one of the best rivalries to watch, regardless of what is going on. It's one of those rare feats. You watch it, no matter what the record is. One I think should be included is Army-Navy. That's obviously a great rivalry, a tradition of American sports. That definitely should be one obviously on here. One is getting more steam, I think, lately. Got to go Georgia, Alabama. Now, I'm not saying it's the best one in college football, but it's starting to gain a little bit more traction and obviously better matchups as well. Miami, Florida, not there just yet, but I'd say we're like a top 15 type of a rivalry. Those are some ones that come to mind more recently. All right, last but not least, the best rivalry in college football is currently Michigan and Ohio State. There's not really a debate. Obviously, Michigan's dominating this series right now. They won 4 consecutive games, spanning back to, I think, 2021. Before that, Ohio State was dominating. I think they had 8 consecutive victories from that standpoint. And the crazy part is Ohio State won a national championship this year, but this game is still heavily talked about them losing, obviously, to the Wolverines. But if it's me, I would rather lose to my rival and win a national championship than to beat my rival and not win a national championship. But remember, a lot of people were calling for Ryan Day's job just because they lost to Michigan, a team that was inferior to Ohio State in terms of their talent level, what they had at the quarterback position and the skill position group. And remember, they were unranked 6-5 as well at that point going up into that game. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, had Will Johnson, several standout players, Donovan Edwards, but they weren't supposed to beat them. And their defense was spectacular in that game. Completely shut down Will Howard. Those explosive weapons, Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Egbuka, all those elite players, Travion Henderson, Quishon Judkins, it did not matter. That game, they went into, obviously, the shoot, and they went in there and they gave it to them. So that's why I say this is the best rivalry in college football. It does not matter the record. It's always going to live up to the billing, 1. And then 2, you never know who's going to win on any given day. That's what makes that rivalry so great. No matter if a team is OP, overpowered, like Ohio State was last year, 20 million on their roster, or if it's a team that doesn't have the same level of talent. Each year, this game's always up for grabs. Don't know who's going to win. Best ticket in college football is that one. Michigan, Ohio State, not even an argument. But comment down below, y'all, which ones did I miss? And which ones should be obviously added to this list of the best rivalries in college football.